All right, cool. So I'm gonna play a part of this Tariq Nasheed video because I don't want to make this too long. I'm gonna give my commentary. I don't like Tariq Nasheed, but I agree with a lot of things he says, especially when it comes to white supremacy. You're not gonna like everybody in the world. Everybody doesn't like everybody. And I'm not really a fan of Tariq Nasheed, but if he's right, I'm gonna say he's right. But let's listen to this.
Now, an Asian woman, an Asian Jamaican woman, made a video basically she flat out went there, just colonized Jamaican culture. She got on here. Not only did she colonize the culture, she's been in Jamaica for years, and her family's been there for years. And yeah, they're the real Jamaicans. And she's saying if you were Jamaican but weren't born there, you ain't got no place there. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this real close. This is an Asian woman who G-checked Jamaicans. She said if you were a Jamaican born in the United States, yeah, you ain't like her. You got to go back to where you came from if you go over there. Listen to her. Listen to the boldness of it, family. Listen to this. Hold on.
My fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but me there come cow. It is abundantly clear to me.
Let me play that again. Me come for drink milk, but me there you count cow. One of these old Jamaican slangs that the black Jamaicans came up with years ago. Yeah? Like, I come to drink milk, I didn't come to count cows, meaning I want to get down to business. That's what that means. I came to drink milk, I didn't come to count a cow. Me come to drink milk, but me did not count cow. Okay, so she's using black Jamaican slang. Okay.
My fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but me there come cow. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, one is a set or rascal does. So let me set the record straight. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation.
Lord. See, this is what y'all get by saying that stuff. Like the dude in the video, he's up here saying, Jamaica is not a black nation. It is not a black nation. Y'all play that game and they're like, yeah, it ain't a black nation. It's our nation now.
It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race.
Okay. First of all, Jamaica is a black nation. All the freedom fighters, except for, I think, 3, are black people. Black people. It was black people who led the rebellions against the slave masters. The culture of Jamaica is strictly black. All the cultures of Jamaica that you see presented to the world came from black people. Our grandmas, our grandfathers, and it came from the poor black folks. It didn't come from non-black folks in Jamaica. The people we see excel in athletics, music, our greatest cooks of Jamaica are black people. Now, of course, we have Indian people living there and we have Chinese people, but it doesn't mean that it's not a black nation. Okay? Japan is a Japanese nation. I'm pretty sure some black people live there. Maybe you might see some blue people, but it is still a Japanese nation, right? Yeah. I mean, it is the same. England is a white nation, but black people live there and Indians live there. Does it take away from the fact that England is a white nation? No. So what she's saying is a bunch of foolishness. And the people who love this out of many one people moniker in Jamaica are people like her because they want to integrate. And they're like Trojan horses. They just come in and try to take over. And that's basically what they're doing. But everybody in Jamaica isn't dunce. And every black person in Jamaica is not welcoming of Asians like myself. But let's continue.
Yes, they do.
Number 2. This one's mine. This is
Let
my
me run
granny
that
one.
back. Let me run that back.
This is my granny one. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica, with separation by race, not
Yes, they do.
diverse society, people, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans, we do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Not
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Tariq is right. I was born in Jamaica. And let me tell you something. People like her will not marry a black dude who comes from Southside or Tel Aviv or Dunkirk, because those are the poorer class of Jamaicans. And they are black people. She's not going to find the blackest dude in Clarendon and get married to. She's not going to do that. Asians and Indians don't mix with black people in Jamaica. Let's just be real. You have downtown and you have uptown. Now, the Asians and the Indians will come downtown and do business with black folks. It's all business. And when business time is finished, they go back uptown and hang with their clique and their kind. When I was growing up in Jamaica, those little Indian girls and Chinese girls, they were forbidden from dating people like me. They couldn't have us little black boyfriends and stuff. If you're not from uptown, if you're not from up there in Jack's Hill and what do you call these places? Smokyville and Chancery Hall. Like, just stop lying. Prejudice has always existed in Jamaica. We know this. So this Asian chick is lying. No. She is lying. But let's continue.
Number 2. This one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country for which you came.
She is right, but she's right based on technicality, the technicality of the law. But it doesn't mean that that person that doesn't have a Jamaican passport is not a Jamaican. It doesn't mean that. Okay? If we're going to go by that, that means she's not Asian then. So I hope she's not claiming China or Japan or wherever her parents are from. Because she wasn't born there. She was born in Jamaica, according to her. Well, the truth of the matter is, she's Asian. I don't care if she was born on the moon. She's Asian. But because she was born in Jamaica, by nationality, she's a Jamaican Asian or Asian Jamaican, however you want to put it. But her roots, her being, her whole being is an Asian. Don't you see what she looks like? Her features are that of Asians, and Asians come from somewhere, and they don't come from Jamaica. So yes, she's right based on the law, but based on nature, she's not Jamaican. And Jamaica is a black nation, like I said before. Let's use an example from the Bible. So we know about the children of Israel, the Israelites, and they were held captive. They were slaves in Egypt. I think it was for 400 years. So nobody was living for 600 and 700 years there. So there was no one person or individual or a group of individuals who just endured 400 years of slavery in Egypt, which means they had to have, some people have died and left children, so they procreated, right? So those children who were born there from Israelite parents, they were born in Egypt, they would have to be Egyptians, right? But when God was freeing the slaves, he did not say, free my Egyptian slaves. He said, free my Israelites. Why? Because the children who were born there, even though they were born in Egypt, they were still Israelites. Because their heritage, the bloodline, is that of Israel. They are Israelites because their parents were Israelites. It's bloodline, heritage, lineage. So let's take it back to today's society. Yes, you have children of Jamaican parents who were born in England and Canada and America, but guess what? They are still Jamaicans because of the bloodline, the heritage, the lineage. So this Asian, I'm highly offended because this Asian woman has no right to tell who is black and who is from black nations and who is this and who is that. No. Stay in your place, Asian lady. Stay in your place. Your Asian people never fought for freedom for black folks. So you have no right to tell anybody who is a Jamaican or who is not. Your lineage is that of the squingy eye people who comes from China. So you need to drink a tall glass of coconut water and shut the hell up. I personally don't like the out of many one people moniker. I've never liked it, even when I was a child, because it was not true. I grew up in Jamaica, and Jamaica doesn't reflect that. It doesn't. There is separation in Jamaica and prejudice, and it has always existed. So please stop lying and stop capping. Anyway, like I said, I'm not a fan of Tariq Nasheed, but I do, because Tariq Nasheed is divisive. But this is not about Tariq Nasheed right now. But he is right, and I defend what he's saying here because I've always thought this ever since I was small. Everybody in Jamaica is not dunce. Everybody in Jamaica is not unintellectual to where they don't think. And everybody in Jamaica doesn't agree with these Chinese in Jamaica with having all this talk. We don't all think like this. And I believe that's why I respect Sean Paul. Because Sean Paul, he knows he's not black. That's why he knows he's feeding off black people's music. That's why Sean Paul, when he's doing interviews, he doesn't do it all the time, but he always gives props to the black pioneers of dancehall and reggae music. He always gives them props because he knows he's not black. And he shows his humility. But this arrogant Chinese woman, just like many of these Chinese people in Jamaica, they come out and they talk like this. And it's high time that black folks in Jamaica just push back on this and put them in their places. It's really our fault that they come here to Jamaica and they make all this money. Now they think they have all this talk. It's a colonial type of behavior. But because some of us are not educated enough, we don't understand it when we see it. So that's why I say I agree with Tariq Nasheed, even though I don't like him. I agree with what he's saying because he's seeing something that a lot of Jamaicans aren't seeing. But I see it too, and some of us see it. But like I said, it's time for us to push back against these people. Anyway, I'm out, yo.